So we have explored now the 144,000, who they are, and what does it mean, them being called first fruit, and first fruit to be redeemed from among men. And they are the only ones who will be kept from the hour of trial that is to come upon the earth. And so the question is, why and who are they to Christ, and why are they so important to Christ? Not that everyone is not important, and not that all believers are not important, but they are kept from a time of trial that is going to come upon the whole world. Even the church is going to go through it. So I want to dive into who the 144,000 are to Christ himself. And to understand that, we need to look at what is written on them, and Revelation 3 goes into that. So we said Revelation chapter 3 describes the church of Philadelphia, and the church of Philadelphia represents the 144,000 because of the description of the church of Philadelphia. And I want to read that again for you. So it says here, I'm going to start from verse 8. I know your works. Behold, I have set before you an open door which no one is able to shut. I know that you have but little power, and yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. Behold, I will make those of the synagogue of Satan who say that they are Jews and are not but lie. Behold, I will make them come and bow down before your feet, and they will learn that I have loved you. Because you have kept my word about patient endurance, I will keep you from the hour of trial that is to come on the whole world, to try those who dwell on the earth. So this is the time of trial, the time of trouble, time of tribulation. That is when the 7-year power is given over to the beast to rule on the earth. 3.5, the latter 3.5 of those is he's going to have authority to persecute the saints. So the Lord is going to keep us from that trial, keep the 144,000 from the trial. So it says, I am coming, hold fast what you have, so that no one may seize your crown. The one who conquers, I will make him a pillar in the temple of the Lord. Never shall he go out of it, and I will write on him. So this is very important. I will write on him the name of God and the name of the city of God, the New Jerusalem, which comes down from God out of heaven, and my own new name. So there are 3 things written on the people that are described in the church of Philadelphia, and it is the name of God, the name of the city of God, the New Jerusalem, and the name of the Lord. Now, when you come over to Revelation 14, it says here, Revelation 7 talks about a seal being put on the foreheads of God's people. And in Revelation 14, it tells you what that seal is. And it says, and I look, and behold, on Mount Zion stood the Lamb, and with him 144,000 who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads. So the name on the father's name was written on their forehead, and that's the seal that was put on them. But there's also another thing that was written on them, and it is the name of the city, the New Jerusalem. The name of the city, the New Jerusalem. So the angel that was given John this vision said to him in chapter 21 of Revelation, he says, then came one of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls full of the 7 last plague, and spoke to me, saying, come, I will show you the bride, the wife of the Lamb. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great high mountain and showed me the holy city, Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, its radiance like a most rare jewel, like a jasper, clear and crystal. It had a great high wall with 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and on the gates the names of the 12 tribes of the sons of Israel were inscribed. So the holy city, New Jerusalem, the holy city, New Jerusalem, is the bride of Christ. What name was written on the 144,000? The name that was written on the 144,000 in Revelation chapter 3 was the New Jerusalem. One of the name was the New Jerusalem. So the bride of Christ is the 144,000 that bears the mark or the seal. That is the name of God's bride, which is the New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem is the name of the bride, and that is written on the 144,000. My bride. Like, it is wild. My bride. Mind blowing. So then you might hear me and you might say, no, the church is God's bride. Like, we've been told that all our lives. What are you saying? Okay? Just go in and read it for yourself and ask the Lord for clarity. The names that were written on the 144,000, the name of God, the name of the New Jerusalem, which is the bride of Christ. She's saying the name of Christ, the name of Jesus's bride is in New Jerusalem. It is written on the 144,000, which means they are the bride of Christ, because the name of the bride is written on them. Okay? Now let's go to the passage, because we do have to talk about what we've been told all our lives, right? And so we have to read Ephesians 5, because this is where most of the readings is always taken from. I couldn't find anywhere else where there is mentioning of the church being the bride of Christ. And so this is the passage that we often hear pastors say, that the church is the bride of Christ because of this. So let's read it together. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Love your wife, guys, your wife, as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, that he might sanctify her, having cleansed her by the washing of water with the word, so that he might present the church to himself in splendor, without spot or wrinkle or any such thing, that she might be holy and without blemish. Do you hear anything in there that says that the church is the bride of Christ? I don't hear it, but I do hear that the Lord loves the church, and he gave himself up for the church, and he is sanctifying the church, that she may stand in front of him in splendor, without spot or wrinkle. This is what the gospel does for everyone who comes under the saving grace of God. In the same way, husbands should love their wives as their own body. He who loves his wife loves himself, for no one Whoever hates his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as Christ does the church, because we are members of his body. Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This mystery is profound, and I am saying that it refers to Christ and the church. However, let each one of you love his wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. Does Christ love the church? Yes. Is Christ going to sanctify the church? Yes. Will the church stand before the Lord in splendor without spot and wrinkle? Yes. Because that is what the saving grace of God does. But is Ephesians 5 saying that the church is the bride of Christ? It is not. It's saying that Christ loved the church and has done this for the church. So husband, love your wives as Christ loves the church. There's nothing there that's saying that the church is the bride of Christ, and especially in light of what Revelation is showing us, who the bride of Christ is. And when you think about it, Christ is going to come back for his bride in the first rapture. No one knows the day or the hour, but only the Father. I go to prepare a place for you, and when I go, I will come back to you, and I will take you to myself, that where I am, there you will be also. It's a bridal message. And they say in the Hebrew culture, when a man and a woman is getting married, only the father, when the house is ready, only the father knows when he will send out the son to go get his bride. Not even the bride knows. And so the bride of Christ, as described here in Revelation chapter 3, the 144,000 having the name of God, the name of the Lord, and the name of the New Jerusalem. The name of the New Jerusalem is the bride of Christ. And so the 144,000 having that name written in them, it's literally translate my bride. The 144,000. Anyways, I hope you're blessed by that. In some way or another, read it for yourself, ask for clarity. I know it's going to be a spoonful to swallow because we've been told something otherwise all our lives.